Welcome to another episode of We Ain't Them. I am your host, Rasan, alongside my co-hosts, Kevin and Ebony.
What's up, y'all?
Hey.
Before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We release videos every other 2 weeks. Check us out on Apple Podcasts if you're on the go, or check us out on Spotify if you're on the go. Check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/@WeAintThem. Check us out on Instagram @WeAintThem_, as well as TikTok @WeAintThem_. My lovely co-host, how are we doing today?
I'll be better. Family is weird, bro.
Yeah, this is nothing new.
Yeah, I know who I'm talking about. If y'all watch this, I'm talking about y'all. Y'all are weird,
Damn.
but it's fine.
I'm in school, so I'm tired. But I'm alright. I'm glad to be here, man.
Yes, our lovely Ebony is practicing for her MSW. So shouts out to you, Ebony.
Thanks.
Stronger than me.
Much stronger than me.
I got that bachelor's and I said, nope, I'm done.
You ran out?
Oh, yeah, I can't do that no more. I think about it often because, like, my job will pay for it. And,
Lucky.
and I'm just like, nope, no, I'm not doing it.
What do you have your bachelor's in?
I have a bachelor's of arts in sociology and Africana studies.
Okay, come on now.
Yeah, I wanted to save the world and no.
Now you just want to save yourself?
No, I want to save myself. I just want to make my coin and go on vacation. That's it.
I respect that. I could definitely respect that.
Well, I mean, Mr. Gary, how you been?
That's facts. What's going on?
Nigga, I'm tired.
You
tired.
You
School-
tired or you motherfucking tired?
I'm not yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Because
think
school year just
I don't
started.
think
Can't get
exactly.
there
I
yet.
don't think I have a reason to be that tired. So I just started back. The school year just started back Thursday. It's been interesting. New students coming in, they're adjusting. Transfers, they're adjusting. And then of course our current students who have been there, it's been a little weird, just making sure that there's no confrontations this year, just keeping the peace. Especially, I feel very confident with this senior class. I feel like they will be less troublesome than last year. I definitely hope that happens.
This is Gen X that's happening now, right? New Gen?
No, it's Gen Z.
Gen Z still?
Yeah, Gen X was our parents.
Well, flowers to you, my friend. You are raising up and teaching up, and Godspeed. But,
Facts.
not all superheroes wear capes.
That's a fact.
Yeah. I mean, I know some people in our comment section felt away, but, they'll be all right.
They will be all right.
I will say that what I took away from this past week, especially, is that, you got to kind of ignore people, especially like when they're talking nonsense.
And they're weird.
Or they're coonery, or what they feel is coonery, because they can't, they don't know the definition of things. But I'll leave that alone for right now. Let's just jump into our first topic. So, on the recent episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, ericamena and dancehall star Spice got into a heated argument, which led to ericamena calling Spice a blue monkey. This wasn't ericamena's first time calling a darker-skinned woman a monkey. In 2015, she called social media model Johnny Blaze a monkey on Love and Hip Hop New York. We have seen other instances of colorism being played on reality TV before, and spoke about our experiences with this topic a couple of years ago. We didn't do it in person, we did it on Zoom, and we really want to get into a deeper dive of this issue. So, what does the role of the media play in perpetuating colorism within reality TV, and how can this be addressed or changed moving forward?
It perpetuates colorism because they keep allowing it to happen. Like, we've seen it in Basketball Wives multiple times. We've seen it in recently the Real Housewives of Potomac, that situation with Wendy Asefo and Mia Thornton. We've seen it multiple times, and it's just, even in forget Love and Hip Hop, so it's like they keep showing it, and the reason why they're going to keep showing it is because people will continue to watch. So, we have to stop, listen, I'm not trying to get up on no high horse because I still watch reality TV, but I feel like in order to combat colorism, especially the way like it being portrayed in television and media, we have to kind of not we have to stop investing our time in it. I mean, that's the only way it's going to stop showing because once the episodes and the views decline, it's going to affect people's paychecks and they're going to move on to whatever is trending or whatever. And the fact that that is something that's trending or something that's okay to do constantly is ridiculous. And it does go all the way back to, I mean, it's embedded in our culture, even in how we treat each other. So, I mean, it doesn't even start with social media. It starts with us, you know. We have to stop pushing forth a narrative and feeding into the anti-blackness that's been thrown upon us throughout years. I mean, I know that was a lot. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I absolutely agree with you. It's funny. I was thinking about school days, and remember there was that scene of the natural girls versus the pressed girls
hmm
or whatnot, and then them going back and forth and whatnot. So I think about that, but the way that I think about it is again when that's a Spike Lee joint. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
was for us. That was for us to have the cultural reference and for us to understand.
hmm
So when it comes to again us as a community, we've allowed people to let's keep it 100. Black people in the black community itself, black culture is the most sought out culture by everyone. Everybody wants to be us.
Correct.
Everybody wants to emulate us. Everybody wants to go on ahead and have a piece of us. So again, when we're talking about these networks and these producers and everything the sort like that,
hmm
it's like, okay, well, how much of this can we take and how much of this can we perpetuate here? You know? So again, to answer your question, what can we do to go on ahead and either decrease it or stop it? It goes into what you decide and what you allow yourself to consume. So, like, for example, like, I'm really big on not watching Zeus.
Same.
I'm really big on this baddies and all of that.
Yeah.
I don't watch it.
Neither.
I don't watch it because, again, it's not worth my money. It's not worth my time. And it's not worth what it's doing to our community itself.
Mm.
However, you people, and I'll just say you people out there,
Mhm.
subscribe to this. You watch it religiously. You go on ahead and you're laughing about it. You're tweeting about it. You're on your social media platforms where you feel like you have this big voice to go on ahead and
Mhm.
say whatever you want to say.
Absolutely.
However, all you're doing is perpetuating these stereotypes and these narratives of us, and you're not doing us any favors. So, again, what are you investing your money into? And I said this on that last episode. I blame reality television. I just want to go on ahead and go on record and say I said it. I said what I said. And it's not changing here.
I mean,
I love it.
I've also said this previously. One of my favorite lines is controversy creates cash. The reason why reality TV is able to get away with what they get away with is because people like that kind of stuff. People thrive off of negativity. It is just a common thing. Whether it's off the blacks of black people, they don't care because they make any money. It's so funny that Mona Scott Love is a black woman and she's
Young.
Mona Scott Young.
Oh, okay. Mona Scott, yeah, whatever. I don't give a damn. But she is she really does not care. Like she's really one of those people that she's just like, oh well, it's happening. Oh yeah, we'll make money off of it.
Yeah.
Cause it took you mad long. It took you for everybody to get in your ass to all of a sudden now Erica can't come back. Like it doesn't even make sense. Like if you really for the people, then you would stop this shit. You would put black people in a positive light. To come to think of it, if you really think about it, there's not a lot of reality TV shows that necessarily always put black people in a correct light. It can't be like that because then all of a sudden it's boring. And I'm not talking about the reality TV. I'm talking about people, the audience in general. Oh, that's boring. People are way too positive. Why is that a problem?
Well,
Why?
it's not just, I mean, for the most part, I agree with you. There were some reality TV shows that did show some other people in some bad lights.
Teen Mom.
Mob Wives, Jersey Shore. any type of Floribama short, whatever the fuck they was trying to do with that. But from my
Real
black
world in general.
Real World was a mixture of people though.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
blacks and whites. There was Indian people. Like that was like a multiracial show. But like just piggybacking off of what you were saying, like in regards to Mona Scott Young, I do agree that she had, like, to be honest, I remember, because I was an avid watcher of Love and Hip Hop, I remember Erica's very first scene
Same.
was attacking a black woman. You didn't fire her then. There's been video clips of her. I've seen video of Erica beating up her. There was some guy she was dating. She was beating his ass up, yelling at him. There was video clips of that. You didn't fire her then. When she was being domestically violent against Sin, when she decided she wanted to be a lesbian, she hit her on camera. That's domestic violence. You didn't fire her then. And granted, she deserves to be fired. Let's let the record show. But however, and calling somebody a monkey, a dark-skinned black woman, a monkey, you know what the fuck you were doing. And the fact that you tried Spice, and thank God for the security guards, because I know Spice would have just, girl, you wouldn't stand a chance. But I'm just saying, what I'm saying is, it shouldn't have gotten to this point. Maybe if you had fired her way before when she was doing all this other offensive shit, it would have never gotten to the racism that was brought upon Spice. And I don't know. Like, don't wait until... And another thing I will say, the reason why Mona Scott Young decided now to fire Spice is because of social media. Let's be real. Back in the day, I remember another blogger was talking about this, and she brought up The Real World. Like the very first season, or like maybe the first couple seasons, there was this guy who was outed for being gay by a woman, and he walked up to her and slapped her, and he was not taken off of the show for that. You know what I mean? And my God, it was wrong. He wasn't taken off. He was just given anger management classes, and that's it. The girl who got slapped she just took the L and kept it pushing, because there was no social media to say, well, cancel this person, cancel that person. I think that Mona Scott Young's morality is completely lost, and it's because of, oh, well, I don't want to get canceled. I don't want my show to be canceled, so I'm going to just fire ericamena. You should have been fired her. There's so many people on that show that do a bunch of fuck shit, from Scrappy to Gunplay to all these people that don't really need to be on the show.
I don't know about Scrappy. I would say
not Scrappy the rapper, the other one.
Oh, Scrap.
Scrap. Sorry.
Yeah. Because I would say Carly Red, the whole situation. How, no offense, she's a great singer, but K. Michelle.
Yeah, she threw a candle.
Yeah. Oh, freaking Jocelyn Hernandez should have kicked off.
She should have been
the first week. The very first week, she should have been kicked off. Oh, Chrissy.
Chrissy who? Oh, Chrissy.
The way she beat down Kimbella.
She almost stomped on her face.
Chill. That's assault right there. But all of a sudden, no.
I mean, the fighting is one thing. Fighting is gonna happen. It's reality TV.
There we go.
But I'm just saying, like, for all the other stuff, the domestic violence, the stuff that you see outside of, because like I said, social media and reality TV have now been like intertwined, right? What you do on social media will influence the season and all this stuff. That's how it works now, if you really look at it, right? So now that all of this shit is happening via social media, all that stuff with Gunplay, he shouldn't be on Love and Hip Hop Miami or whatever. He still is. All that stuff that happens outside that's intertwining with the show, why are you guys still having these people on the show?
I think it goes into where we're at in these series now. When Love and Hip Hop first came out, when Real Housewives first came out, these were real people with real stories on this show, you know, just really showing their lives. Like, I remember the season premiere of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and Mimi meets Jocelyn, is completely shocked, taken off, is like, yo, my man is really cheating on me, and I'm finding out on live television. It used to be real stories that are told now. Now it's fabricated. It's all a storyline that is given so that somebody can go on ahead and have their 15 minutes of fame or whatever the case may be. So then I think it goes into what your morals are. So again, if we're going to talk about Erica Mena and her morals, here's where my issue with her is. Mena has consistently sought out black men when it comes to companionship.
So is the
She did it
Kardashians.
with. Hold on, we'll get to them too. I'm sure that'll come. We'll get to them too. But you consistently sought out black men for relationships itself. You did it with Rich Dollars. You went on ahead. You did it with Bow Wow. Now you're over here. You're fucking on Safari. Or not fucking on him, whatever the case may be. I don't care. Either way, you're bred with him. You have 2 black children
And
now.
she was a side chick to DJ Envy.
You're right. But now you have 2 black children of your own.
Mm-hmm.
You emulate black society with the way that you tan your skin and the way that you accentuated your lips and the way that you went on ahead and you filled your ass. And then you have the nerve to get on this network television and call a Grammy-nominated artist a blue monk. Grammy-nominated. Wasn't she trying to do music? Did she try to take Olivia's song? Okay, anyway.
Trying is an understatement.
Back to the topic. You
Yeah.
went on ahead and you decided to call this black woman a blue monkey. Then you also decided to go on ahead and tell her that she should have died on the table. And you said it's because she talked about your child, which she didn't. She went on ahead and said that, again, your son don't love you, which, again, is up to interpretation because, again, you live your life in this mainstream media where we go on ahead and we see things. You don't speak on anything.
Right.
So, again, you allowed these people into your lives and created a parasocial phenomenon with you, and that's what we see. This is your fault, Erica, and that's that.
Of course.
Stop going on ahead and you have 2 black children. Stop perpetuating racism. Stop perpetuating narratives that you don't actually believe in. Or if you do actually believe in them, stand 10 toes down in them, and we could just see you for what you are. Trash.
Yeah, I mean, she's been trash. She's been trash. And like Rasan mentioned, she called Johnny Blaze a monkey. The thing is, when you're angry, what's getting you mad is people's argument about it, right?
Oh, of course.
Especially black women. What the fuck? Y'all keep pissing me off. Why y'all pissing me off? This whole thing, she talked about her baby and this, that, and the third. Let me tell you something. You know how degrading it is to be called a monkey? Like, that's degrading. And granted, I'm not saying Spice was right. Spice was wrong. But I'm glad you mentioned what you mentioned about her being with black men. I think that's just, when it comes to non-black women, or let me just say women of color that are not African-American, part of the diaspora, right? Y'all do have a way of doing that. The thing is, y'all be buddy-buddy with the black girls to get around some black dick. And then when you feel threatened by us, the first thing that comes out of your mouth is something anti-black. But you was sucking black dick. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's weird. Y'all are weird. And I will just say this, like I said before, for the black women that are caping for Erica Mena, if the shoe was on the other foot, I promise you, she will never cape for you. You're not that girl, at least not to her and to other Latinx women. I'm gonna be honest. You're just not. That's how they view you. They don't view you like you're worthy of stuff, because this is a perfect example. I've been saying that. I know other bloggers who have been saying that, have showed multiple examples of this crap, and y'all still cape. Please take care of yourself and stop worrying about them. Because this is and they have no problems taking your man from you. That's the thing. So I don't know why black women keep caping for Erica Mena and all these other non-black women that would never, ever cape will take your man and not cape for you. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying, y'all can hate what I'm about to say. Y'all can hate what I'm saying, but that's just the truth. That's just the fucking truth. Oh, she talked about her baby. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. She said, your son does not like you. Okay? That's not a nice thing to say. I'm not a mother, so I don't understand, but I'm a dark-skinned woman, and if somebody calls me a monkey, and that's the first thing that you have to say about, you could have talked about her busted wig, you could have talked about her shoes, y'all could have read each other down in any other way. The first thing to come out of your mouth was something anti-black when you have black children. Okay.
And the network aired it. So that's just really what it goes
I was going to say that. I was like, the network been aired it. But I want to say this whole capping thing, interestingly enough, about Erica Mena. I guarantee you, them same women who are defending Erica Mena, I bet you they don't support her really. They just want to do something so that they can stay relevant, so that they have an argument to fight against. Let me ask you a question.
Who are you referring
I'm
to,
talking about
though?
these people that are caping for Erica Mena, and I'll say this as an example.
Who? Yeah, talk. Go ahead.
Ask your question.
Can you let me? I gave you your little time. Could I have my time? Thank you.
Lord, it's getting
Appreciate you.
spicy in the studio.
So those people that are caping for Erica Mena, question: do y'all watch her movies on Tubi?
I gagged.
I guarantee you, you do not. I guarantee you, you don't support her in anything else except fucking Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So miss me with that bullshit. Did you know that she was in another series coming out and it wasn't going to be on VH1? It was going to be
All
on
black.
All Black.
They let her go.
Ironically,
All black let her go.
All Black at that. Ain't that some fucking funny shit? All Black is casting somebody who ain't black. I mean, that's the world we live in. You know, it is what it is.
I think that when it comes to, all right, so I'm going to say this. You might not like my argument. That's fine. I think that when it comes to black culture, and especially those who identify as Latinx or Afro-Latino or whatever the case may be, there are some individuals within that diaspora that truly understand and recognize their black roots. There are others who love to keep in that space itself in order to go on ahead and be accepted in certain social settings and social, paradoxes itself. So again, it's just going on ahead and using this time to figure out who's truly for you, who's not for you. If you're really going through a situation, can you look to the left or can you look to the right to see if that sister or that brother behind you can truly rock with you in that situation? Or they keep it and just be like, oh, hold on, I know black.
I know black.
I know black. And you know what I mean? And then you got to go on ahead and deal with that. I think that's something that I've experienced my whole life, you know, like, and just to kind of like throw this in there, it's like I'm of Haitian descent, right? There's an argument out here that Haitian people are Latino. I don't subscribe to that at all. Like, I'm black. I'm black. You know, there's no Latinx here. There's no Afro-Latino here. Do I understand how certain roots and other things?
Course.
Sure, but I am black. But again, that's like an argument there. So I just find it to be weird. It's fine, whatever the case may be. But I choose to live in the, diaspora of black culture. I am a black American itself. So again, can you look to the left? Can you look to the right? Can you see if that brother and sister are really going to be there for you, rocking with you? Or are they really just fake pumping to go on ahead and be a part of something?
Thank you for clarifying that, because you're right. There are people in the Latinx community, because I kind of went off on a tangent and I didn't clarify that. So thank you for clarifying that.
No worries. Always got your back.
There are people in the Latinx community that are Afro-Latina and Afro-Latinx, right? And that are part of, and then there are Latin people that they have no Afro roots, no nothing, Evelyn Lozada, and are able to dibble and dabble in and out of the culture whenever they feel like it. And it's insane. And I think Erica Mena is another example of that. I really do, because her parents are not Afro-Latina, or Afro-Latin, sorry. They're not Afro-Latin. They're not. So, and I've seen her say the N-word. I've seen her get away. The spicy Latin. It's okay, I guess. Right?
The spicy Latin. Oh,
that's what they call them when they get out of character. But when black women get out of character, we're ghetto, aggressive. We're aggressive. But when they do it, oh, she's spicy, muy caliente. So, hey, whatever, dude. We're on.
I mean, just to follow up on it, since you're talking about it. So, question: why don't we gatekeep, our blackness just the way other communities keep theirs?
That's a question you have to ask black men.
I would love for you to expand on that.
Why not? Why? Okay, I can. I would love to, because...
Yeah, I'll give you the floor on that, because I'm actually confused by that statement.
Oh, I would love to explain. So let me explain. I feel like when you talk about gatekeeping, babe, you're talking about like our culture, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to be very honest, like what I just said. Erica Mena's behavior has been seen as spicy, right? But who views it that way? It's not black women. Who views that type of behavior as spicy and it's acceptable? Don't worry, I'll wait.
I still can't figure it out. Can you?
Neither can I, because I don't think you can generalize black men in that.
Okay. Good majority.
Okay.
Right.
Go
So
ahead.
there's my answer. I have nothing
Yeah, but
else
you
to
need to
say.
explain
You
what
guys,
that
the
means.
reason why we can't gatekeep nothing is because in a lot of situations, they are pushed forth in society. They're pushed forth in whatever, music videos, whatever, over your own kind of women. So they get to bob and weave in and out of our culture and be accepted in spaces because they're seen as more attractive. Let's be real, because that's what's pushed forth. And that's that. Like, if we want to talk about colorism and we want to talk about featureism, all this stuff, that plays a role. That's why we can't gatekeep shit, because when you put another type of woman outside of your community on a pedestal over the black women, that's what's going to happen.
Okay. So I don't agree with you and I don't disagree with you.
Okay.
So if we're talking about the question of gatekeeping itself, I feel like the reason why that's not a possibility for us is due to slavery and everything that we've learned from there. When our ancestors were going on ahead and they were on these plantations or whatnot, we had our black songs, we had our black, dialect that we had amongst each other itself in order to keep, things within our community. However, without the help of white abolitionists, we would not have had the help that we could have had to truly get out. We needed them. So in that standpoint, we had to go on ahead and involve them in our community at that point. So then from there, if we're talking about years moving forward, these white people itself became greedy and sought after our people, sought after what we had, sought after our culture, and wanted it more and more and more and more. So again, if that has already happened and they already have access to it, they continue to take and pull from us. So if we're going to go and talk about modern day itself, now it's like, oh, I want to go on ahead and let's take a show, Girlfriends.
Okay.
Right? Popular black sitcom in the 90s itself. Who's the producer of that?
Kelsey Grammer.
There we go. Because again, in order for us to go on ahead and get into the spotlights, get into the places that we needed to find somebody who would truly back what we have here. So we had to rely on our white counterparts and our white community to do so, which has opened up this paradox of, again, black people will have you here, we'll give you this space, but we got to take from that and we got to earn from that.
Okay.
Like how Friends took from Living Single?
There we go.
Period.
And that's where I think that's the reason why gatekeeping is an issue for us. So now if we're talking about black society and black culture right now, it is the most sought after. If you're talking about like fraternities and sororities, all these other fraternities and sororities are out here. They stepping like us, they strolling like us, they doing all that other stuff or whatever the case may be. If you want to talk about film and television, same thing. It's that person that comes in. It's Save the Last Dance. It's beauty shop. It's all of that. It's barbershop. You see it right there. The way that people love to go on ahead and jump into the black culture. So again, we are the most sought after. We are the most duplicated. And then if we're going to talk about the transition of women in that conversation, I don't think it's Latinx women. I think it's the search for racial ambiguity when it comes to people itself. People love to be as ambiguous as possible and sought after in this white space. However, they want these black features. So if you bring up the Kardashians, 100%, because they don't never talk about what country they father was from or whatever the case may be. They only sit there and talk about what they have here, how close they are to white culture, how their money and access has allowed them to have the privileges of what they have there. However, we still want to breed with black men to go on ahead and make sure that our children, and I firmly believe this, that our children have these features and have these characteristics that we have to pay for.
For sure.
Sorry for my tangent, but that's where I feel.
That's not a tangent. And I think me and you were coming from the same place. Like, my thing is, I explained it on more of a micro level, and you went macro.
Yeah.
Like I just went from with ericamena in terms of like how Latin women are pushed in black communities and it's based off of their looks, it's based off of texturism, featureism, colorism, but you talked about where it actually stemmed from. So I think we were both on the same page. We were. But no, I totally agree with you, and I'm glad that you definitely elaborated, because I wasn't gonna go that deep. I really wasn't going to.
And let me also say this: if we're talking about gatekeeping in general, I wish we would gatekeep more.
I wish
100%. I wish we would gatekeep more, because we can keep more culture, passion, pride into our communities. Like, if we're like, for example, let's talk about the state of music right now. Like, oh God, this new music is horrible. My God, this new music is horrible. And I just don't understand. Like, I sat there and wasted, like, you know, precious moments of my life today listening to Bongos by Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion. I wasted precious moments of my life. And again, I said it in one of those previous episodes. I said, y'all think she's going to come back and be good? No. And there was a line in that song to go into what you were saying. She said, like, yo soy dominicana, or whatever the case may be. Started speaking Spanish. I was like, all right, so, and you're Trini. What?
Her mom Trini, but no, like, her mom is Trinidadian, but
again, if we're talking about this paradox of yourself, you love to live in this space. You want to use the N-word. You want to do all of this because, again, your mom is Trini and your mom is black. However, you don't accentuate that part of yourself.
Have you seen her mama?
I haven't.
She not black.
I haven't. But again, it just it becomes frustrating at that point too.
Yeah.
Because again, when it comes to, you know, those people in that Latin diaspora, I would love to see you guys with us. I would love to see you guys stand with us. I understand that we all come from the continent of Africa itself. And, you know, with everything that's happened through history, I understand that. But again, when it comes into you truly embracing that, if you can't stand 10 tones down on that, I'm personally the person that I can't have you around me.
I agree.
I can't.
I mean, I think that you mentioned the state of music, but I'm gonna actually up you. You know, we live in the black communities a lot. Well, all of us. Well, mainly me. But
I had to move to a Spanish one, so hey.
So yeah, I would say I live in a black community. What's the one prevalent thing you could find in the black community more than anything? Food based, at least. Chinese food.
So I'm to Chinese food.
There's nothing wrong about it, but
random.
But
what?
I know it seems random. Okay, I know it seems random, but in the reality of it is, in most black communities, that's the one thing you see. You don't see as much black-owned restaurants as it should be.
We
as
can't
prevalent.
get the loans to do. That falls into systemic racism.
There we go.
That's totally different. You know how much black people want to have their own business in their own community where their people can enjoy their food? They can't get the funds. That's systemic racism. That's totally different.
Or these white landlords are not going on ahead and renting the spaces to them.
Exactly.
You may have every requirement possible. You may have the credit. You may have the money to go on ahead and put down. You may have the contractors, everything lined up. Do these white people want you in their space?
No. And on top of that, just to ask for a business loan, try it now. Go and ask for a business loan tomorrow. Good luck.
I will do that. No, I won't. I really won't. All right. So, I'd like to bring up another discussion. So recently, if you haven't seen, a woman by the name of Rho, she claimed that she was hit by a brick in Texas after she refused to give a man her number. There have been other videos and stories that have come out about Miss Bashe, but it has sparked a conversation of protecting black women and how fragile the black man's ego is when it comes to rejection. Now, how can we amplify the voices and the stories of black women to ensure their experiences are heard, respected, and ultimately contributed into their protection?
So I'll kick this one off. I think it starts with speaking to your home base. So I think it starts with speaking to your sister, speaking to your aunts, speaking to your mom, even if your grandma, if you're blessed to have them there, and ask, or even the women that are in your life, and just ask what their experiences has been. Like, speak to the older generation where you can truly understand what they went through in their time itself. speak to your younger generation to understand what they're currently going through and truly internalize their stories itself so that when you go out in the world, you can understand what's happening here and how you can truly be a person that stands up. So, like, for example, and again, mommy, I love you. I'm gonna talk about it. Like, I talk about my mom and her situation. When she first came into the country, um, she faced a lot of hardship, especially at the hands of black men.
Mm-hmm.
Again, she's the only person here. She's just trying to make a life for herself. She's trying to do something for her family. But again, she was betrayed all the times by black men. So in trying to go on ahead and just have that for herself and her sharing that with me, it helped me understand the status of black women. Now, I'm thankful for friends like Eb. I'm thankful for friends like, my friend Emma. I'm thankful for my friends like Sam who go on ahead and tell me what their stories are and what their experiences are so that I can go on ahead and understand how I can be a better ally in that and how I can stand up. But that's what I say. I think it starts with, your home base and understanding where that comes from.
All right, so I'll take on to that. I do agree with you. But I'll also topple that not only with just speaking to your sisters and your aunts. I also
I
will
do
say
have
speak.
I have a
Wait,
question.
before you get
Okay.
to that, I'm sorry. Um, I would say, speaking to your brothers, speaking to your male friends, speaking to your fathers if you have them in your life, and your grandfathers if you have them in your life, speaking to your uncles, speaking to those men, and ask them, why is the world like this? Why do you think it's okay for the world to be like this? And just see their response, because then it kind of helps you inquisit, like, what the hell, like, because either they're going to tell you one thing about how it's wrong, how these women are getting treated, or they're going to be grown, or, oh yeah, well, that's the way life is. And so it's two sides to the coin that you may get, and you have to accept that that's how. Well, you don't have to accept that that's a lie. You have to just take what they're saying, and like just keep that in thought on what your further actions should be.
I feel like I understand what you're saying, and I'm just going to say this. For me in my life, black men have not shown up. So,
I got a
like,
rebuttal for
I
that, but
understand what you're saying,
I got
but
a
I think it depends on the situation and environment that you're in.
I got
If
I got a
if
rebuttal
you're
for that too.
blessed, like you said, if you're blessed to have those black male examples in your life, then yes, that's a resource. However, if you're not, that's kind of hard. And then when you look at the example, especially in the 90s growing up, of certain black men itself, it's been a little hard. But that's why I said go to your sisters. So I understand that if that's a perspective and a lane that you're able to go down, love that for you. I just think it doesn't really happen that often.
Yeah. And I mean, just to answer the first question really quick before I ask my question, I just feel like, in terms of amplifying the voices of black women, I don't really feel like we're on social media crying. We've done YouTube videos. We've done every, I don't know what more y'all niggas want us to do. Sorry, here's my camera. What more do y'all niggas want us to do? We have been very vocal. We've done everything. We filed the police report. We've done it all. I don't know what more y'all want us to do, but I could tell you what black men can do, because this situation involves black men, right? I could tell you what black men can do. Black men can start taking accountability. It's that simple. Accountability. If you, and granted, there's gonna be some black men that's gonna sit here and say, oh, it's not me, it's not me. Well, for all the niggas that it's not you, if you stand there and have a friend disrespect a female on the street, physically, verbally catcalling, and you just stand there because it's, oh, not all black men, you're just as involved in the situation. You are a part of it in every way. Especially, I don't care if she walks away and you're like, oh yeah, man, that wasn't cool. No, you check that shit right away. Right away. So that's, yeah. That's all I can say about that. But I do want to know, like, why are black men so sensitive? Like, like in regards to like rejection? Like that's a question for the both of y'all. Like why are y'all, not y'all, but why are Black men so sensitive in regards to Black women rejecting them?
I got this one.
Well, I was gonna say you
this
have
one?
to have this one
No,
because
I
we're
got
talking
this
about a cis heteronormative standpoint. I don't really operate in these realms, so floor is yours, brother.
I'll make it as simple as it could be. It's an ego thing. Niggas just have these big fucking machismo ass egos, and it just fucks them over when somebody tells them no, they can't get what the fuck they want to. They're like a fucking kid. That's all it is. It's as simple as fucking that. I wish I could tell you, oh well, there's an everlasting history on the Black man not getting what he want by the white man. No, it's just niggas having terrible ass egos. That is it. That is flat it. If you don't get what you want, you're gonna cry, you're gonna bitch, you're gonna moan, or you're gonna act like a fucking kid in a supermarket, like when they don't fucking get the cereal that they want, fucking throwing up fucking cereal all over the fucking place. That's literally how these Black men act, and they don't want to come to that reality. But I'm gonna tell you, my nigga, you really act like that. You act like a dumbass, bro. Oh my God, it's not that serious. You ain't get a piece of pussy. So the fuck what? So the fuck what? Boo fucking who? Maybe you need to change your fucking game up. Maybe you need to come as a gentleman. And even if she tell you no then, walk off and move the fuck on, bro.
It's life, yeah.
It's really fucking life. Start acting like a fucking adult. But some of y'all don't know that, do y'all? What? I don't know if it's because mommy never loved you or something like that, or daddy never told you, yo, you need to be a man about this.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know what the fuck y'all problem is, but y'all really need to get off y'all fucking high horse. It's some bullshit that I'm seeing with these Black men, and I'm not the one that's gonna stand there and just say, oh, well, that's how life is. No, that's not how the fuck life is. It's really not. Y'all are grown-ass men. This, what you gonna do? Do you do that? I just got a real question. I'm gonna take my glasses off.
Papa.
When you go to a fucking job, right? And the job tells you you're not qualified, right? What you gonna do? You gonna go up there and fucking cause a havoc? No, you're not gonna go there and cause no fucking havoc. You know why? Because you know your Black ass is gonna get arrested and you ain't gonna get nothing. And most likely you gonna get blacklisted. But then again, most of the niggas that I'm talking about is hood niggas that probably don't got jobs anyway. So why the fuck am I even talking to them?
Don't do that. That's implicit bias. Learning
sure.
that in school.
Sure.
Implicit bias. Don't
Sure,
do that.
I don't give a fuck. I really don't.
Don't.
And oh boy. I can't wait.
You have more?
Oh, I have more, but I'm gonna say it at the end because this shit has been bothering me for a fucking week to say, and I cannot wait to say it. But I'm gonna wait.
Kevin?
Okay. I was gonna say, for me, in my standpoint, looking in, because again, I will never understand what it is to try to speak to a female and try to, do that. I don't know what that is.
Hold on. Well, since I got the time, let me say another thing. I'm sorry to cut you off. Let me say another thing. You know what? Y'all be calling these women bitches, but you the real bitch for not letting it go. You a real bitch. I'm sorry. The subject makes me mad. I'm sorry.
Kevin?
I love it.
Kevin?
Protect Black women at all costs. I love it. I think it has to do with. Okay, let me get serious because this is a serious topic. Let me get serious.
This is fact.
This is a serious topic. I think it has to do with access and what these things here have gone on ahead and provided us.
Okay.
And that's what I think it has to go into because let's keep it 100. We've all had that like weird, creepy uncle
at the barbecue.
Hey, girl, you're looking good. You're looking thick. You're looking fine. Like whatever.
Come give your uncle a hug.
You know what I mean? Like
come here,
we've all had that. You know what I mean? We've all seen that growing up in the streets or whatever the case may be. So I think it's access. When we were first exposed to it, I guess at least for our generation, it was in the streets. We've seen men standing on corners, catcalling women, whatever the case may be. We've seen it in movies. We've seen all of that itself. That was learned behavior that we got from that. Now transition that to where we are now and how everything's going. I think of movies like Baby Boy. Jodie's not shit. Jody was never going to be shit, or whatever the case may be. However, Jody was out here in these streets playing in these women's faces and whatever the case may be to go on ahead and, you know, just try to get some pussy.
Yeah.
So now people have gone on ahead and taken that and internalized that. And now in this generation that we're at now, because of access, because of, you know, this fantasy porn that people think is real life, to these, you know, racially ambiguous women that are going on here and doing whatever they want to do with any type of man or whatever the case may be, to even, you know, just exploring your sexuality as a child, you know what I mean? And like, you know, and just trying to figure that out, like when you're 12, 13 with other 12, 13-year-olds. And again, and just trying to understand that, I just think it's access is what the problem is.
Right.
But my thing is, as an adult, that's where my issue is. Because again, if you feel like you have this unlimited access itself, that can lead to so much more dangerous things.
Yeah.
And again, it's the accountability, like Rasan was talking about, that a lot of these men don't want to take. You sitting here on this corner trying to talk to this girl, she not trying to give you like all of a sudden, yeah, you whack ass fucking bitch. And I'm like, what? How did we get here?
I've been called that a couple of times.
How did we get here? How did that go on ahead and translate into anything else? Or if she's actually sitting there giving you the time of day, and then next thing you know, she won't fuck. Oh man, you mad whack for that. And then you're going ahead and you downplaying her, whatever the case may be. Let's really get into it and let's check. Straight men, check yourselves, please. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and like front like the gay community don't have its own issues and stuff. We do. We do. Thank God I'm retired from that, babe. Shout out to you.
Aww.
But what I'm saying is, again, check yourselves, men. We got to do better. Men in our generation that are actually sitting here, stand up, doing what they got to do. Check your nephews. Check your little whatever else out here, your cousins and all of them, because they're out here running amok. We got to just do better. But again, I blame access.
It's true. But Kevin, let me ask you something. Have you ever, like, as a gay man, have you ever experienced a time where a guy tried to talk to you and you rejected him? And has that ever happened to you? Like rejection was just like the person just didn't know how to take rejection.
I don't know, to be honest with you. No. I can't recall a time that's ever happened to me. I think that, and again, I just think it's me as a person. If somebody's trying to talk to me, I'll speak, you know?
Okay.
But again, I think that has to do with my own personal issues itself of like, you know, me having to do work on myself to feel like I was desirable. But no, I've never experienced that itself.
Okay.
And I can also say that it's a plight that, and I might be wrong for saying this, but I'm gonna say it. It's a plight that I don't, or do I envy? You know, my heart breaks for Black women. My heart breaks for you when that happens to you. You know, so when I'm in the streets and I see that happen, I'm one of those people that go on ahead and I check it to the best of my ability.
Right.
But if this nigga comes out here and is like, yo, I'll beat your fucking ass, and now I have to go on ahead and stand up and defend myself, you know what I mean? I will. But again, I think that puts both you and I in a negative space at that point too, you know, as an ally to you. Versus, again, if it's me, you, and Ra, you know what I mean? And I'm saying, no, and I'm saying this 100% Ra. Like, again, I'm going to defend Eb. I know you're going to defend Eb, but at least I have somebody who's an ally to both of us at this point that we can go on ahead and do what we need to do. Versus if it's me and Eb, and I'm going to fight for her the best that I can. But if I go on ahead and I get stomped out or whatever the case may be, it's for a whole nother reason.
But the thing is, I will say this, and thank you, because we need to hear that more often. I mean, granted, there are Black men when this whole thing came out where, like, okay, yes, you made a whole 20-minute rant.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. Okay, so, you know, you was asking him, you know, has he ever had that happen to him?
Right.
I actually had that happen to me at 16.
What?
So I'm not sure. I just remember it was like a blue BMW, and I was walking home.
It was a guy?
I don't really know. All I know is the person had black tints, and it was down, and I could not tell if it was a woman or a guy. But they kept on asking me questions, and they kept on driving while I'm walking home. And I'm like, yo, like, no, I'm not interested. Please leave me alone. And they're just like, you could get all the money you want. Just come in the car. It's like they they're like pushing me. So luckily enough, I was smart enough to, instead of keep going the direction of home, I walked the opposite direction because they couldn't back up. So I just kept on walking back. I walked the opposite direction because they would have had to reverse. And there's mad traffic coming the other way. So I was like I just tried to get home as quick as possible. So in that experience, I was very terrified because I just didn't know what could happen if that person pull out the car or something
They had a
happened.
gun if they...
Yeah. So like at that point, I can't, and I tell people all the time, you know, you can't relate to everything because this is a constant thing that Black women go through every day. But I've had an instance where that's happened to me, and that shit was scary as fuck.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't know. And I'm gonna be honest with you, this is actually the first time I believe I'm actually telling this story. I don't think I ever told my mother. I tried to just kind of get past it. But this is the first time I'm actually telling this story. It was very scary, and to know, like, to remember all the details vividly. I do remember. I remember a wig. That's all I remember.
Wig?
Yeah, I remember the person had on a wig, and the windows was tinted down a little, but I could not tell. I didn't see their face fully.
Wow.
So I do remember because I was on my block turning to go home.
Wow.
So
wow.
it was something. You know?
I thank you for
sharing
bringing that up and sharing.
And sadly, I wish I could say this was the first time this happened. This was the first time, but it did happen other times. I will not get into those details, sadly, because those were alarming, but it kind of just went past. And one day I may explain to you guys those stories, but for now, we'll just leave it as is. But
I respect that decision.
I will
from
tell
you.
those stories sooner than later.
Well, I've been followed before. I've been followed home. I've been followed on my way to school, and that's been happening to me since age 13. I've gotten the typical, yo, ma, let me get your number. I've learned throughout the years not to respond. And even when you don't respond, it's the fuck you, bitch. You're ugly, even though you was running me the fuck down. I've gotten all of that before. And just yesterday, as a matter of fact, this is how, you know, patriarchy is something that is just so interesting to me. I was going on the train from work in the city, and I'm going down the stairs. There's this old Black man who was like asking for money. He had his hand cap in hand, and it was like a trail of people going down the stairs. In front of me was 2 young white women, and behind me was, I think, a white guy. I don't remember. Remember, I'm going home. So he's asking the white girls, oh, money, please, money, please. And of course they say nothing. They're having their own conversation. I go down the stairs. He bolts out, don't hurt me. And I'm like, I pay it no mind because I'm thinking, okay, you're homeless. You're possibly mentally ill, whatever. I hear the guy behind me say, don't hurt me. Like I was like, don't hurt me. And the guy was like, yeah, you black bitches, they'll kill you for panhandling. So in my head, I'm like, brother, patriarchy is already working against you. And yet you're utilizing that for what? I didn't even say nothing. And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, I just feel like even with this situation with Rho, because I think we got off of Rho, the girl simply said no. The guy asked for her number. Now, granted, we didn't see what happened. Maybe she cursed him out. We don't know. All we know is she refused to give him her number. And that is her fucking right. The woman got hit in front of a bunch of Black men. They did not do anything. She ends up in the hospital. And now the backlash, the aftermath of it all is you got, mostly Black men. I've seen only Black men. I haven't seen nobody else saying, oh, well, she has put out videos smacking white guys. She has done this. She has done that. I was there. I saw her get hit with the brick. And if you know, I didn't do anything, and I'm glad I didn't do anything. I don't know if y'all saw those videos.
I saw those videos.
So, you know, for one, those videos of her smacking the white guy, let's be clear, those were skits. Those were skits. Everybody in those videos was consented, and they knew that she was going to hit them. And granted, she was talking about white supremacy and things like that. It had nothing to do with abuse against men in general, right? She was making a point. So my thing is, the main guy who came out and said I was there, the reason why I did not stop was because I've seen videos of her smacking other guys. You probably didn't even know those videos were out until after the situation happened. And secondly, I heard your black ass wasn't even there. You were lying. So my thing is, let's just say, because there's a lot of people saying that this may not be true, she has done this before, so on and so forth. Let's just go with that narrative. Right? Let's go with that narrative. I don't believe it's not true because something clearly happened to that woman's face. And as a black woman, I know what it feels like to reject somebody respectfully and still be disrespected. So I'm not negating what happened to this woman. But let's just say we're going to go with the fact that, oh, she's done this before. She's a clout chaser, so on and so forth. The response I have seen from black men regarding this woman getting hit and justifying why she should have been hit, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And, I'm going to take it back a bit further. Because y'all like to make fun of me and say I don't got no notes. I don't got notes, but I have receipts. Let's take it back to, what date was this? January, hold on, I'm going to tell you right now. Do you guys remember back in 2021? January 23rd, 2021, a woman in Harlem went to a fucking liquor store to get some liquor, minding her own business. And a man offered to buy her some liquor, and because she refused, what happened to that woman? Y'all remember?
She definitely got hit in the head.
No, she got bitten in the face. She got bitten in the face. Maybe she got hit with the bottle after, but she got bitten in the face.
I remember the story.
I mean, can I take it back some more? Let me take it back to another situation. And this is just what we know. This is just what we fucking know. There was another situation, another blogger that I love. Her name is Eloho. She posted about this back in, I believe, 2021. Again, woman jogging, minding her own business with her best friend. And she actually blogged it. This woman that was getting that this happened to the event, she was videotaping the whole thing. She said, yo, me and my friend were jogging. Out of nowhere, this man just started jogging with us, following us. And when we said no, leave us alone, the man continued to bother them, walked down with them for blocks upon blocks until the point where she had to go in a fucking hotel and ask the concierge to call the police. And even when she was videotaping, yo, this man keep following us, she turned the camera on. The nigga was outside the fucking hotel cursing at her. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. Yeah, fuck you, bitch. What? Like, I'm not really understanding. This woman got allegedly hit with a brick. I know for a fact she got hit with that brick. That face said everything I needed to, showed me everything I needed to see. And for y'all to sit there and justify why that may have happened to her or why it needed to happen to her because, oh, she made videos about whatever, slapping a white man. The patriarchy is real. And I am highly convinced that a lot of you men don't like black women. And if that is the case, don't catcall us, leave us alone, don't bother us. Pick up whoever y'all like to date and leave us alone. It's fine. We're okay with it. We are decensoring y'all anyway. We out here getting degrees, making music videos, doing whatever makes the black woman happy. We doing that. We are decensoring y'all niggas. And for all of those who are not decentering them, we're happily married or engaged. Wink. All right, but back to what I was saying. We are really tired of this fuck shit, and I'm sorry I'm going off on a tangent, but please let me finish, because I'm going to be done in a little while. I just really feel like y'all don't like women, and it's okay. Go ahead, date whoever y'all want to date, and leave us alone. Now, for the black women, I've seen a lot of pick-me-shas out here saying, oh, well, you know, diamonds and dirt, whatever. I ain't got time for the pick-me-shas. They're going to do what they got to do. Let me talk to the black women. I really feel like we need to strap the fuck up. Strap up, take a defense class, stop with the female empowerment brunches. and start rallying up the troops. Go and learn how to go to a shooting range and learn legally carry. Don't pick up a gun and shoot. No. Legally carry. Because clearly all this hot spray, pepper spray that we carrying ain't working. Take up a jujitsu class. Master the art and craft of defending yourself, because we are not, I said it a couple episodes ago, we're not fucking protected. So stop with the female empowerment brunches and start rallying up the troops to learn a defense technique or to legally carry. That's it. Because they don't care, and we can't depend on them to care, because we're losing our lives and we're being injured constantly.
Okay, cool.
I'm sorry. How long was that? That was like a good 5 minutes. Wasn't it?
I'm glad you. I'm really glad that you said it, because I'm gonna end this segment with this. So for the black men who like to say, "Oh, something might happen to me, and I may not end up being back home." Yo, I need y'all to just admit that you're scared, bro. I really feel like black men have this thing where they don't want to admit it. Yo, bro, you're scared. Just say you're scared. You're scared of what can happen to you if you defend somebody else. I mean, it's not okay, but it's okay, I guess, to admit that you not really a coward, but you don't fight. You don't do those things. You wouldn't even fight for your mama if it needs to save her life. It's okay, bro. Like, not everybody in this world was made to be fighters. They really weren't. It really wasn't. Some people are just like, please keep the peace and all that stuff. Like, that's great. Martin Luther King was a peacemaker. Malcolm X was not about that shit. He was really about that life. So, there's the Martins in the world and there's the Malcolms in the world. It's just how the world is sometimes. But at the same time, you can tell somebody they wrong, bro. You can look at somebody and say they wrong. I guess you're in fear of, if you say they're wrong, something might happen to you and you might die and stuff like that. And today I saw a post where they were showing two pictures, one where of Rho for a GoFundMe, and another GoFundMe where a man was trying to be heroic, so to say, and unfortunately he died. And it's really terrible.
Oh.
It is really terrible when. And then black men try to say, yeah, this is what we talk about. If we defend y'all, we might die and stuff like that. So just admit you're scared, bro.
You don't mind dying for the homies, though, because last month was the Alabama bash or the Alabama brawl or whatever. So when it comes to my niggas, y'all ready to put in that work. But when it comes to the black woman, you're scared. Got it. Continue.
I get what you're saying. I understand that point. I definitely understand that point. But like I was saying,
Kevin doesn't. Kevin's not feeling what I said.
In that case, to be fair, that's a case of a white man trying to beat the shit out of a black man. That, again, regardless of the case,
Stop.
Regardless of the case, you know what it is. At the end of the day, y'all, I need black men to really start admitting that they're just scared, bro. Like, just admit that it's not only that she's afraid, but you're afraid too. I wish that y'all would just do that more often so that we can admit, all right, so what's the next steps? Since you're afraid to do something, then black women, y'all need to do something. Now, Ebony took most of my answers, so I couldn't really say it. But
let Kevin speak. Let Kevin speak.
But let me be honest with you. I have friends who work out at Tiger Showman's. I have friends who go to Muay Thai gyms. I go to friends that go to Jiu-Jitsu gyms. Let me explain to you, women, I don't want to hear that, oh, like she said, like Ebony said, that women's empowerment brunch, it's wonderful that you guys are doing that, so you guys have unity. Unity is also finding a gym that does all women self-defense classes. Because guess what? In Brooklyn alone, I can at least count a few on my hands, because I definitely know that they do it. They do those seminars all the time. And what's the craziest part is, they don't charge women for it. It's free. It's literally free. That's the crazy part.
Okay.
Now, eventually, after a while, you may have to pay for a membership, because everybody got to pay for something. The rent ain't free. Capitalism. Rent is too high.
Tag him in. Tag him in.
Okay.
Tag Kevin in.
Okay, so real quick, A couple of different things.
Mm.
Number one, yes, some men are scared. And that's that, because that's a reality of it. Because if we're going back to my example of it, I'm scared, but I'm still going to stand the fuck up and I'm going to do what I have to do at the end of the day, right?
Thank you.
But some men are scared. A lot of men are afraid of not coming back home. A lot of men are afraid of getting a record or whatever the case may be, which is what you, as yourself, as an individual, you have to make that decision for yourself. If you are scared, pick up the phone, call 911, do something. There's always something else that can be done, period. All right? Number two, if we're going to talk about these women empowerment bridges and stuff like that, I'm sorry. I hear your viewpoints on that.
Too,
I hear your viewpoints on that. Those are needed because at the end of the day, a lot of women don't know their voice. They don't know the way they can stand, and they don't know how to go on ahead and show up for themselves, nor show up for anybody else in their lives.
Okay.
So again, I appreciate that those are happening there. Please attend those if you feel like you don't have a voice, if you don't have somewhere that you can go ahead and, just have a resource just to express yourself. So again, I 100% support that. I support women. I support Black women in general, is that point. Number three is going to go into this. And I'm just going to say this again. Ooh. Men, your vulnerability and your fear of vulnerability is holding you back from your greatness. And I'm done. Because I don't have to go any more into that.
Okay, so let me just continue. I'm sorry. I am not saying the women's empowerment brunches aren't great, right? But my whole thing is also, why aren't there? Because a lot of these places that's holding these seminars, especially for the self-defense classes, there are a lot of mainly martial artists, especially Black male martial artists. I wish there was a lot more Black female martial artists that were willing to build gyms. I really do, because I think that would be an incredible feat, because I think that more women would see that and then come through, because I think it would help. There's been a lot of yoga classes. There's been...
I've joined a couple.
Yeah, like there's a lot of people that do a lot of yoga classes, Pilates classes, and stuff like that. There needs to be more Black women-owned kickboxing gyms, Muay Thai gyms, jiu-jitsu gyms. And I would, honestly, if I had the money, I'd tell you right now, if I knew a friend that really wanted to do that, I'd give them the money right there. I'd be like, there you go. Don't even worry about it. That's what I'm invested in, because I am invested in your livelihood.
Will that
and
white
Black
man give
women's
them the gym?
livelihood. Huh?
Will that white man give them the space to have the gym?
I still think
Who
so.
owns it?
I don't know.
If you got the money. Yeah.
Okay.
But can I just say something? Back to the female empowerment brunches.
Y'all are stressing me
Kevin,
out this episode.
Hear me out. I
Stressing me
love
out.
them too. But if we don't defend ourselves, because like I said, nobody defends us. If we don't defend ourselves and we keep dying at an astronomical number, they will eventually, that's not going to be a reality.
And again,
We have to defend ourselves.
And I agree. Again, I agree with that. I do 100%. I think about the story of that school teacher who went on her afternoon walk and she was killed by this white man. Yes, she's a school teacher. She went on an afternoon walk. She didn't make it back to her house for prayer. Her full family knows. The whole community went looking for her. Video surveillance went on ahead and turned out that she was killed by this white man for no reason. I understand that black women are dying at an astronomical rate. Black women are the least protected class here in America. I understand that 100%, and I feel for that as well. Is there more education that can happen? Yes. Are there more resources that can happen? Yes. Is there more that we can do individually ourselves to go on ahead and just ensure that protection is happening? Yes. We have to go on ahead and understand that comes with a level of vulnerability that we have to be comfortable or uncomfortable with and do what we need to do.
Man, fuck all that. You see these little...
You cannot do that.
No. You know what? Here's the truth about it. It's not the women's fault. It's really not. It's these Black bum-ass niggas that don't got no fucking self-respect for themselves and just don't know how to respect these women. These women ain't do nothing to you, fam. Stop acting like a bitch. That's what it is. Like, I'm not like, this shit, like, these niggas act so fucking hood, act so fucking gangster, but they really bitches on the low. And I'm not gonna hide that fact. If you a grown ass man, you handle your goddamn business and you don't goddamn disrespect no woman. I don't give a fuck if they on social
comment section.
I don't give a fuck if they showing ass all over the place. It is not your place to go touch.
No, it's
Without
not.
consent, my nigga. Just let it the fuck go. You a grown ass man. Just move the fuck on.
And rejection is real. It happens to everybody.
Stop being a bitch.
Rejection is a real thing. I've been rejected before. It happens. If one girl rejects you, another girl won't. You know, work on your game, step it up. But y'all are really hurting us out here, and y'all justifying it. And it's I don't know.
That should be a damn shame of yourself. Sometimes, sometimes as a black man, oh God. I'm gonna move on before I lose
We're not going to and let the record show this is not a generalization, because I know black men in my life that are not like that, but I'm just saying when I go out into society, I'm not protected, period.
I'm gonna just say it because I hate to be the asshole to say it. Sometimes
wait, there's more?
I'm gonna just say this and end it. I'm sorry.
But wait, there's more.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna just say it. Sometimes I am disappointed as a black man, to be a black man, because niggas just make and I understand black men and niggas is two different topics.
Oh yeah.
Niggas make black men look bad. It is just what it is. And nobody wants to say it, but you niggas out here is just making us look bad. And even when we trying, when we fighting, when we trying to prove a point, it also feels like us black men get the back end for y'all bullshit. So fuck y'all niggas. I can't stand y'all niggas. And honestly, God be with y'all. God really be with y'all.
Oh, bless our comment section.
All right, so let's wrap up today.
After all of that.
Yeah, let's wrap up today with something, another fucking monster. But, he ain't black, so it really don't affect us. So for those who know... So for those who know, Danny Masterson, you may know
Pass me that bottle there.
It's empty.
It's empty?
It's empty, bro. So Danny Masterson was convicted 30 years for rape. For those who don't know, he played a very viral part in the show That 70s Show. Now, there's been reports of Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher, actually sending letters to the judge defending Danny Masterson. And they came out with an apology, actually, a couple hours ago while we're recording, pretty much saying that their apology. But let me tell you, Mila Kunis' part was so fucking robotic. I was just like, bro, damn, you should have just let your publicist write it, because you sound ridiculous. You really did. And it's not really to talk about this, because I will say there is one person who stood his ground and stayed back, and that's why they don't like him, because they called him antisocial, but he really wasn't. Topher Grace, shouts out to you, Topher Grace, because you said, fuck all that. I don't want to be a part of that. I am staying in my fucking lane. I'm staying in my fucking corner. So it kind of, I want to ask this question because we've seen where people have their friends and they really try to defend their friends to be a good person. If you're in that scenario as somebody's friend who has done shit like from rape, sexual assault, and they're going to jail like that, how do you feel as that friend? Like, do you feel like you could defend that friend? How does that go for you in that standpoint?
It don't.
It don't.
What?
Even if it's a person that is really close to you.
I'm not giving you, I've known him for years. He wouldn't do that shit. I'm not, what?
The only way I'm doing that shit is if I know for a fact it's not true. If I know for a fact it's not true.
But how do you know it's for a fact?
Exactly.
I wouldn't know, but I'm saying, like, if he was, like, if my friend was falsely accused, like, if my friend was accused of something that he or she did not do, I'm not gonna be a fair weather friend.
I'm not talking about falsely accused. I'm talking about they actually did that shit. Like your friend was a murderer. And you saw the video of them shooting somebody.
I'm pulling Seth Rogen. You see how Seth Rogen did, what's his name? Oh my God, and it's not funny. It's really not that funny. James Franco, I'm pulling Seth Rogen. That nigga said, I don't know you. Fuck Pineapple Express. I don't know you, sir. I'm pulling that shit too. I don't know you.
Yeah, and I agree with that standpoint. Again, I don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Wash my hands.
I know you
in
from
my West
where?
Indianness, I wash my hands of you, and that's it. I'm sorry. Like, I believe in our justice system somewhat.
Somewhat.
And again, video convictions.
Yeah.
I'm good on you.
Yeah.
I'm not sending you no money on your books for your commissary. I'll go tie that to the church.
Yep.
Maybe go Father there.
I'll say a prayer. I'll light a candle.
All right, so now I have a better question.
Better than me.
Depending on the situation, right? Once that person is released as you get older and they come to you and speak to you,
What you
would
come
you-
talk to me for?
would you be able
You
to
done raped somebody. Why are you
I said
talking
depending-
to me?
Okay, I didn't. Okay, I was meant to as a convicted felon, but I didn't necessarily mean rape. I could just say murder. I could say assault. Like, can a person become better once they've been released from jail?
I have no problem looking at you. Look good.
You're looking good.
Okay, is there an exception to the rule?
You look good.
Because I think I have this weird
I
exception
think
to the
he's
rule.
showing you the exception
You
to
look
the
good.
I think I have an exception to
You're
the rule.
working.
That's
I think-
nice to know.
I think I have an
nice.
exception to the rule, and the exception to the rule is possibly, for me, I would say, a drug dealer. I said convicted felon, so it could have been anything.
What drugs?
God damn, why is it
What drugs?
crack?
No. Crack is whack. Crack is cheap.
Come on, Whitney.
Whatever, guys. With that being said, I'd like to thank my co-hosts Kevin and Ebony for a great episode. Definitely check us out on Instagram at @weain'them_, TikTok at @weain'them_. Stop, Kev. Behave. check us out on YouTube, youtube.com at @weain'them. Check us out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Terrible.